What's up, guys? I just want to cover this real fast. This is a big part of my income. Even if you can't donate something to help, whatever, this is how I make my money. I basically, YouTube's a fairly good size of my income monthly. If you can't donate or you don't want to, that's fine. Feel free to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. But if I kept you from spending hundreds or $1,000 easy at a shop, consider me. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to make these videos. I love giving free information, but it also feels good to have my back scratched too. You know what I'm saying? So everything you need to know is in the link below. Also in the comment section, you'll find all my information in the pinned comments. And I hope I help you guys out. You can help me out. Let's get started.
Alrighty guys, let's talk about this. So a big issue with these bikes, and we're going to go through this together. It's going to start raining, so hopefully I can finish this before it rains. But a big reason why these things have clutch slave cylinder failures early on is because of how much heat this engine produces, and because of where the clutch slave cylinder is on this bike, it's taking a lot of that engine heat, which wears out the fluid really early on. So a lot of people complain about premature slave cylinder failure on these things, right? And so the easiest thing you can do is change your fluid once a year. It doesn't take much. You just remove the lower panel down there. It's a couple screws, comes right off, and then you have access to your nipple to bleed the clutch, which is right there. So as you can see, I've hooked the green line to it, and then I'm just going to be loosening that. The same way you would bleed your brakes is the same way we're going to be bleeding this. So I'm just going to stick a wrench on there, crack it loose while squeezing. So first I'm going to squeeze up there, and then I'm going to open it up, and then when I feel all the pressure come out, I'm going to close it again, right? Alright, and then I'm going to let the handle back, and then we're going to do it again and again and again until I see the old fluid is completely flushed out, and we're going to have to keep adding new fluid as we go. So it takes normal DOT4 brake fluid to do the clutch, so just get yourself a little bottle of it. You're going to take off the master cylinder, top of the master cylinder up there, so that you can pour fresh fluid in, right? And an easy thing you can do, which I'm going to do next here after I finish removing this, is I'm going to pull 90% of the fluid that's in here out before we even get started, because that'll really speed up the job. I see a lot of people go until this, right? They just keep going like this until all the fluid gets down, and then they're just now starting the draining process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove whatever's in here first, right, just before it creates an air pocket, and then I'm going to refill it with fresh stuff. So I'm going to go get my syringe, and I'll see you guys in a sec. So basically what we're going to do is take these little syringes that I have here, and we're going to open the rest of the top of this up. We're going to pull this off. This is basically going to be off the whole time that we're doing this. We're going to remove these screws. We're going to pull this off gently. We don't want to ruin anything. So we'll take this off. We'll remove the majority of the old fluid out of there, but we're going to stop before we actually get to the bottom. So I'm just going to set this down here on top of my scissors, and then we're going to peel this up if I can get it. There we go. And I am going to actually reset this. Oh yeah, that fluid is trash. Wow, that fluid is so bad. Alright, let me set this right here. Oh boy. Wow. That is just horrible looking fluid. Alright. Now, let me grab a rag here. I'm gonna get you guys in for a close-up so you can see just how bad this fluid really is. And this tells me that this has not been done in a while, and hopefully I'm going to actually end up saving the slave cylinder by doing this. But you can see just how gross that fluid really is. Look at that. Let's pull some of that up here into the syringe. Oh boy, yeah, that is pretty murky stuff there. So you guys have an idea. So go all the way until you just about reach that bubble at the top, and then refill it with fresh stuff. Get as much out as you can. You don't want to put all that extra wear and tear on the clutch if you can avoid it. So let me get this started again here. I'll see you guys in a second so I can use two hands and speed this up. I apologize for the angle. You guys have to be at, but this is the only way I can do it so that you can see what I'm doing. So, because I have this under pressure right now, if I was to squeeze this, it would want to push fluid up, which it's clearly doing. It's engaging and disengaging the clutch like it should, so that's good. So now we're going to come down here, we're going to squeeze this, crack it open, close it once we see the fluid come out, and then let this out again. And we're going to try to flush a big majority of that fluid through this system until it starts coming out looking clean. Okay? This is just a process. It's not fun. It's not exciting in any kind of way. So, I think this is a 12. Is it a 10 or a 12? That's a 10. I think I have a 10. Yep. Yep, that is a 10 to crack it loose and tighten it. So we're going to give this a squeeze. Hi-ya! I'm going to crack it loose. And we're going to watch the fluid come out. I got a little bit of fluid on that one. Man, this is not easy to hit. They really did this in like the worst position ever. There we go. Alright, so I got a little bit of fluid that time. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to squeeze it again. There we go. Crack it open. There we go. Now I'm getting some nice gunky fluid through there. Close it. Squeeze. It's starting to come through the line now. Open it. Keep it closed. Close the line again. Squeeze till it's completely closed. Open. Close. Let it off. Squeeze. Open. Close. Let it off. You guys see how this works, right? It's so much fun. Squeeze. Open. Close. Let it off. Again and again and again. Go up, see how our fluid's doing up top now. Oh yeah. We're down to about the halfway point, so we're flushing it out pretty good right now. So I'm gonna keep going. I wanna make sure that it's new fluid going down. So we are, like I said, I filled it to the top. We're at about the halfway point, so there is a lot of fluid down there, but we gotta keep this process going. As you can see, it's just tedious and annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, that concludes our clutch flush. You should be able to see a fairly good difference in fluid color here. Let me tilt both of these forward so you can see. Clearly, this is much cleaner than this gunk. So, yeah, if you have never done your clutch fluid, it is that simple. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it's really simple. It's definitely will save your slave cylinder big time. on these things, and I would do that once a year, especially if you want your slave cylinder to stay in good condition. So I'm going to take you guys up here now and close up my tripod, try to do this as smoothly as possible. I will zoom in so we can activate the oh, there you go, so you guys can see. Very different insides now, very different, very clean. So, and I filled it up to the line, so we are good to go. I'm now going to put the cap back on and put everything back how it goes, and then we're going to pop the plastic piece back on, and I'm going to test it, and we should be done. So let me do that. Alright, now that it's up and it's warmed up here, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the clutch is engaging like it should. Spin the back tire, make sure it's engaging and disengaging like it should. Perfectly good to go. No air pockets in the system. She's ready to rip. Next up is going to be definitely a coolant check. I've got a little sweet smell coming from the right side of the bike with a little bit of steam. So I'm thinking maybe the overflow might be kicking. But I definitely want to check that out just to be on the safe side. That would have nothing to do with what I just did, but it's definitely a maintenance related thing. So I definitely want to go through that. But anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Every time I do a piece of maintenance to this or something that needs to be fixed, you guys will get the video. It's pretty much how I roll. And if you want to, feel free to donate, man. All my information is down below. I try to teach you guys the easiest way to save money at a shop. So if you're like, oh man, this dude saved me a bunch of money, I didn't have to go to a shop and spend $1,000, consider sending me $5 for coffee or a beer, you know? Show me some love, man. I scratched your back, scratch mine. Let's go!